Guys, so as I've said before, man, I get a chance to spend time with people who are whiskey aficionados and have some of the best whiskey. Hence me saying, I got to create the best whiskey page. And part of the best whiskey, I get to walk into the blendery and he would go, Trevor, I cut my arm off to drink some of the whiskey you've had. I'm like, not your arm, buddy. Not your arm. It's just whiskey, man. It's just whiskey. And Tim taught me that to be clear. But we have tonight William LaRue
There you go.
from '07.
Yep.
Walk them through this because I don't know what's going on. Literally, I know this because I've had quite a few of them. But
Yeah, actually, I'm curious to try that again because we tried that over
Christmas, right?
Christmas or Thanksgiving, and did a blind lineup against other years of William LaRue, and this one was creeping up. So I believe it's the lowest proof year, and the youngest. I want to say it was like 10 years old was the max, and usually those are quite a bit older. So low proof and young usually equals less desirable, but that's got a funky, dusty note on it that after it opens up, because it was dead last in my pick, and then as we went through it again, it was like
warmed up.
this one's moving up the ranks.
Well, walk them through the other two that you picked because I don't know anything about these.
Yeah, this is a pre-fire Heaven Hill. Yeah, really good, really good. I mean, this bottle was underrated for a long time, and that was maybe like a Japanese export. Yeah, that's a Japanese export. Yeah, I mean, pre-fire Heaven Hill, 15-year Heaven Hill.
This one.
Yeah, I mean it's a twist. So
Oh, twist.
you're gonna shatter the glass. This one's a twist too. Just so you know. I think it is. Yeah, it is.
So, guys, one of the things that we've talked about on, the best whiskey, the art of whiskey, the whiskey blendery is whiskey means nothing if you're not sharing it with people. So I wouldn't know to pick this up, to drink this, to try this, or even how to talk about it without guys like Tim. The nose on this is...
It's like candied. So back when I was talking about what the difference in like the old growth white oak, I think that makes a huge difference in some of this older whiskey. It's sweeter, it's more mellow, and I mean the barrels that are just mass produced today lack a lot of the complexity that this does to whiskey.
Oh, man.
And this is low proof.
86 proof with that flavor is crazy.
And the finish should be pretty good on it.
That
too.
is crazy. And it says old style sour mash. Now, one thing I've learned from Tim over the years, just a year and some change, is that we just did a video on literally the label not meaning everything. And then you see a bottle like your Pappy's or your Williams or your E.H. Taylor B-Tac. It's funny because the higher the bottle in terms of price, the less information. What are you looking for?
A year, so I don't know if you can see that. You see that number?
Yeah, it says 96.
98, I thought.
Yeah, this is 98.
Oh, 96. Yeah. Even better.
Oh,
yeah.
So that's what year.
Yeah. So this was bottled in 96. So take 15 years off of that. It was 81.
Jesus.
So distilled in 1981. Yeah, that's a good one.
That is a good one, man. And so, in your opinion, Tim, what does make the best whiskey, man? Outside of the friends and family and people you share it with, because I don't think I've ever asked you that on camera. It's like, hey,
what makes the best
whiskey experience, just collectively?
Yeah, I mean, I think you have to have something that gets people together first.
Yeah.
And if you just have average whiskey or you're drinking for consumption, that's not the same thing. So having something, like almost everything here is pretty cool because you can. If my dad ever wanted to host a bottle share, like he'd have no lack of interest. So if you have something that's unique and cool that people maybe have never tried, even the Anderson 15 before, like that's a really good pour. And it's fun to share that with people, and that's the beginning of it. So if you don't have that first, then you got to have something else.
Now, one of the things I've learned too is how to read some of these things, and if you don't mind, walk them through and me as well, because it says old fashioned Kentucky sour mash. Does that mean anything?
Marketing means a little bit,
But nothing serious.
Mostly marketing. There's no legal term on old fashioned. I mean, that one probably really is old fashioned. If there was a definition, that one would probably
If this
be
one,
it.
so look, if you see this or have a friend that has this, do not be afraid to crack this. Now, why do you think people, as they've told me, want to break their leg for something like this?
It's overhyped, or they've never seen it before, from like at a retail capacity. So yeah, so and then to get older ones, like it's more rare to have some of the older stuff because they produce less of it. And then obviously as time goes on, people drink them, break them, sell them, lose them, whatever. Or leave the caps off of them and they go bad and you got to throw them away.
And Pops let the cap off of.
No, he didn't. He didn't leave the cap
it wasn't off.
It was a cork integrity issue that wasn't found.
Company
and
malfunction,
remedied.
huh?
I guess, but I mean, when you have older stuff, and I mean, you see even the main brands. I mean, they're not spending a lot of money on packaging because they're producing so many bottles.
Millions
that
of bottles.
1 cent extra on a cork or a screw top or something like. Yeah, that's major money to the bottom line. So I'm surprised that was even a real cork, which we use synthetic corks just because the integrity of the cork stays, and if people don't store it properly, like the whiskey's not going to eat through the synthetic cork; it'll eat through the regular cork,
Yeah.
and then you have a air problem. But yeah, it's just stuff that happens. I mean, even these, like I've had these, thrown in my suitcase, and then they generally leak. So this thing is not a good seal. Or they do another one that's like a smaller 200 milliliter grenade, they call it, Elijah Craig grenade, with a similar screw top. And if you lay those down, that sucker's leaking. So it's just.
I walked him through where you learned to share and kind of how you connected with people over whiskey, because you was a part of a few clubs. We talked about that before as well. And you joined the clubs to make sure you didn't go and spend another.
Yeah, somebody shared with me. Simple as that.
Yeah. That story is crazy. Do we?
Well, yeah. Just not even that story. Just like over a long period of time, people were sharing stuff that I didn't do anything or to warrant them sharing an expensive bottle with me.
Yeah.
Nothing. I didn't like some of them. I didn't even know, and they were pouring good bottles. So yeah, I think that's a learned behavior because we're typically not taught that, or society definitely doesn't tell us to, or even your upbringing. You're like, oh man, if I got this, man, nobody's tasting this. This is mine.
No,
like I'm taught to keep it because I don't get anything like this. So when I get it, I want to keep it, not give it away.
And you've got to think bigger because life, it only gets better when you have the right people around you, or you're making good decisions and better decisions. So I don't know how to, and I don't say call Tim, but I was like, hey Tim, man, can you explain to people what's going on here, because I don't have to drink regular whiskey, I guess is what you would call it. Because my worst case scenario, I get to go into the barrel house, dig into a barrel that I find that on a day that I maybe bottle it, I found an original orange juice bottle where it was just literally tape over it. I was like, yo, I need 2 of these today. And that OJ, I said, this is the original OJ, but I had like 4 of them before you bottled.
You had Bo come up to you or me last night with the orange juice and say, this thing's incredible.
I was like this.
You're like, I know. Like, yeah, I
like
found
this,
that
buddy.
one.
Buddy, just look, I ain't no thief, but this might come up missing. So when you give perspective over these things, I don't know how to guide people down the road of like starting your whiskey journey outside of connecting with groups, as you said. Also saving money to get the ones that you like. Right now, from my understanding, the whiskey market's on not a decline, but things are for sale.
It's on a decline. Yeah.
Okay, it's on a decline, and some people I know are trading and getting some bottles that they've always wanted because the price dropped significantly.
On some stuff's still holding strong, but on secondary market on some of the stuff, which I don't really keep up with as much as I used to.
What's a bottle that if you could buy 10 of that wasn't blendery, you would make sure you had 10 of them if the price got right?
Man, that Anderson Club's pretty good.
That is.
I think I did buy maybe 10 of those. I mean, I was getting those for under $300 for
This right, hold on, time out. Let me.
15-year pre-fire Heaven Hill for under 300, and that was at the height. But a lot of people didn't really realize what it was.
You mean to tell this? How much is this bottle?
I mean, I don't know what it is now, but
Back in the day, it was when you paid for it was how much?
it was under 300.
$300. This is like a $60 bottle right here, man. I thought this was like
I'm sure it's less than that. Like when it first came out.
Yeah, it's like a $30 bottle.
$60 bottle in 1996 would have been like Pappy. Like, no, it's way less than that.
What? And
But-
this now costs $300 a bottle?
Well, I'm saying that's a good deal. You're saying that it's surprised.
Oh no. You know, like when you ask a question and somebody tell you there's something crazy, you be like, oh man, I was just asking. And you leave it alone. That's why I'm not.
I mean, that would beat a lot of $1,000 bottles.
100%. That's why I'm like confused. I'm like, what's it? $300 for this? That is woo
I mean,
crazy.
there's not. It's 15-year-old whiskey.
You know, it's older than that. You said 1981. So,
Yeah, that was distilled in the early '80s, and it tastes like that.
No, it's a good bottle.
Yeah, I mean, I would be buying stuff that you can't get, like that isn't produced anymore. Like at the Henry had all those like Dusties and
those are
stuff.
good.
Like personally, I like that kind of stuff too. So buying those bottles, and he had like an old Yellowstone bottle
Yeah,
from
that looked crazy.
1940s. Yeah, I mean that's why I was buying tokens so I could go over there, pay my 4 tokens, and try it, and it was really good.
Was it?
Yeah, it was really good.
So you want more history in a bottle if you're going to spend money today.
Yeah, because I can buy barrels of almost anything right now. Give me the stuff I can't get, and that's only getting like smaller and smaller to where, it's not getting any easier to find some of this stuff that's 80 years old.
Well,
That was
guys,
bottled 80 years
one
ago.
thing I'm going to do, and I told Chance, I said we'll start a small series at some point, is we're going to, as the page gets going and becomes profitable, we'll turn around and we'll buy bottles that you've never had and drink them just so you can watch. But objectively, it's to share experiences, and the goal is to see. I think between the guys that come to my house, they can finish something you've never had, especially if it's like 86 proof, in a night. You're like, oh, this ain't gonna last long here, Trav. But we don't need it.
Yeah, but it's not really about that.
No.
I wouldn't encourage people to drink, even a few guys to drink a whole bottle in one night, especially something like that. Like, you get those people together and then set a date, a month from now, and do it again, and do that 3 times between those people, and do it, and then that's kind of a thing.
See,
And
now
then-
he's speaking my language. I just heard, hey, think about content this way. You could do this over 3 different days. Because now, mind you, and the goal is to pair. Shout out to Skylar from Haywire.
Yeah.
The goal with some of these things is, for me, I would love to pair great food with it. So when you're on the Art of Whiskey page, my job is to figure out how to drink some of this whiskey, create notes. Some of the whiskey definitely when we purchases, I'll be taking it to Tim. Hey, Tim, walk me through your. So the goal, I pair and build bridges. So if I get something from the 1950s, bring it to you, you give me all your notes. Then I turn around, Chance, what are your notes? Notes. So I love that because I can push the food component. Hey, what were they eating back then? How do I enhance that? Like,
Yeah, that's interesting.
yeah, because now he's got he.
I wonder what would be harder to replicate, food back from the 1950s or the whiskey back from the 1950s?
Definitely probably the whiskey because you need time. I can go buy and fix a steak 7 days a week. A 1940.
Yeah, but that cow is not the same as.
Oh, that's a good point too.
The grass it eats is not the same.
There's so many modified things to our animals.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Yeah.
that's
So I mean,
easy.
you couldn't do either, I guess.
To a degree, maybe. There's
Here we can try what the whiskey was like from the 50s and 40s and things like. We can try it because it's preserved. Like there's no steak in the freezer that you're grabbing from 80 years ago to see how it was.
Average meat's
You'd
got
have
3 months.
Yeah, you'd have to talk to somebody that lived then to then say, yeah, I remember that. Man, the beef tastes totally different than what it does now. Like, how would you even know that?
Well, we probably have to go to some farmers that are doing some very special things with their meat.
Yeah.
Like people who literally harvest their cows and do all that other stuff. And then still, it would just be homage, if you would, like a deconstructed meal on something that they had, and my way of thinking of it. But super good point, because everything's changed. I when I was a kid, it's a true story. I cried when the McDonald's used to make real biscuits. Like McDonald's today, it had real biscuits, and that thing would fall apart. I'd cry like a baby. I'm like, why is this thing falling apart? I want to eat this biscuit, man. A sausage, egg, and beef, cheese, and bacon. That tasted different.
And now the biscuits last 100 years.
It's the truth.
With no.
Tim knows I have a beef allergy. I could eat a Big Mac right now and not get sick. This is a true story. I've done.
Oh, I didn't know that. I knew the allergy. I didn't know you could eat.
McDonald's. This is how bad it's gotten. I can eat all the beef at McDonald's and be fine the next day. I said, I know this is the devil. Because if I eat beef, I'm wrecked for 3 days. I can eat 2 Big Macs, a double cheeseburger, and wake up and be fine. You go, golly, was it worth it? Nope. You're burping, crazy stuff. But good point on that, because I would love to talk to someone from those time frames and what they were eating. Like, hey, what was you eating at this time? Like, what's a meal that your grandma made? A lot of times, grandmas and grandparents played a huge role in some of our upbringings, definitely mine. And they had different ways in which they would survive and live. My grandmother made meatloaf every Tuesday because she had choir practice, right? So she planned way ahead to make sure that
My mom was going to make meatloaf tonight, and I told her, don't do it because she'll kill you.
Well, I ain't gonna die.
We're getting Emo's pizza tonight.
I just can't survive the beef. Like you got an allergy to something. You say, I'll be okay. You go, no, you're not. Not today, people.
Is that ever going to go away, like fade away?
In 7 years, it could. Some said ivermectin, and others just was like, something's wrong with the gut. I need to get some other stuff. But point is, guys, I don't know, and I love that I'm taking you on this journey as well. Part of the best whiskey I'm going to find with the whiskey blendery with Tim and his journey.
You need to meet one of the guys that was super generous to me the first time I met him, and one of the guys that brought over, like 23-year weeded Willet single barrels and stuff that were like, $5,000 to $8,000 bottles. Brings them a case of stuff like that to the bottle share at my house, and I made one trade with him in a parking lot of like Kroger or something, and then he brought me another bottle that I was asking about that he had opened, and he's like, man, just take it.
Jesus.
But he also raises his own beef.
Oh, let's do it.
And it like when he drops off steaks, and I mean we're talking like 2.5 inch like legit steaks, when he drops those off. And I still remember I made a video a couple years ago, and it was like Ella's first steak kind of thing. She murdered this steak, like just barely had teeth, and really didn't need teeth because it was so tender. But she absolutely loved that steak, and that steak was on a different level than something that you could go to Costco and get for sure.
Prime example of the whiskey community and its connections, guys. I've been blessed again to come across Tim, and Tim shares some amazing stuff with me. Because of the blendery, we walk in other people's homes, and then they come into my house, and then we go and create magic stuff. What I will tell you is my goal is to take you on a journey of friendship, community. I almost feel like the whiskey culture is interesting as well. Because
for sure.
You guys find ways to give back and just do so much.
Yep.
I don't even know how to put it into words, so tonight's lineup's very simple, man. I didn't know this was going for $300 a bottle.
I mean, that's a buy. That's a buy at $300.
A buy at $300? That sounds crazy to me, man. And then we've got this Heaven Hill. Did you cover this Heaven Hill?
So this is a 700 milliliter, because it was a Japanese export 700 milliliter, but the glass says 750. So it's 750 and then 700.
Which one is it?
Yeah, I don't know.
And then
but I don't think that would be allowed today.
The Heaven Hill Select. What is this? Because I don't know about this one either.
Those are all different experiments, like from Heaven Hill. So that one is, it should say how old it is, but they used chinkapin oak.
That's a word I was literally like, how do you say this chinkapin thing?
Yeah, and it's actually a good, like pretty good. I mean, but this one's a 13-year-old small batch bourbon, finished for another 2 years and 36-month air dried chinkapin barrels, level 3 char. So I mean, in that I would imagine this would be fairly sweet. So Buffalo Trace did Old Charter oak, not Old Carter, Old Charter oak, and they used different different wood barrel finishing, and they did a chinkapin. It's a low proof, but man, that's a good bottle. I think I still have one of those. It's really good.
Now, guys, I've never been into collecting or like he said, sharing or showing or caring, if I'm being honest about any of these things. But I do now enjoy, and I realize this even with my food. I'm glad when people are fed, per se. I've been a person who come from being hungry every now and then. So you go, man, a good
Is that
meal.
why you only eat dinner and you skip everything else?
Amen. It's kind of like Mr. T. You get to that grateful statement. You're glad to eat one time a day. You're good, man. It's a true
Really?
story.
That's why?
I like fasting, but I'm like, I would eat at breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I don't know what world y'all was raised in. That is not what's happening here. You are surviving and advancing, man. There was days my mom was sleeping.
You've done that for so long that your body is not even hungry throughout the day until now, basically.
Yeah. Start getting to this point where I'm just, again, my mom worked 2 jobs, one making $4.15, another making $5.15 with 3 kids. So when you look up, some days on the weekend, she sleep all day. She literally could not move. She'd be so tired. So when some people are like, hey, man, I'm like, yeah, it's good for you, man. I don't have to anymore, but I would tell you this, I am trained like a soldier to survive. And we're working through that. But the best whiskey, again, happens.
We are working through that.
Yeah, with the best people. And the best way for me to share is to ask him a few questions, give you guys perspective. If you've never had this, I just got to try it. Grateful. I would buy this if it was regular price. William Larue,
Yeah,
another good one.
This one's good. I would rank it last out of this line.
Oh yeah, no, this. I think that's why I didn't remember it. This one had such flavor, and this one had such flavor too. I was like, this. I drank it.
Yeah, these two are showstoppers. This one's good, but
Yeah,
I would actually expect a little more from a 13-year Heaven Hill on Chinkapin. I would think that it would be a little better than that. But
on Chinkapin, it should be better on that. That's a Chinkapin. What is what in the Chinkapin is this?
we'll get you a hoodie, Chinkapin.
Guys, we're having fun with this, man, and hopefully you're out there having fun. I believe it or not, the internet doesn't have as much as you think that it's on there. And when you go and look for guys like Tim, myself, for people just enjoying themselves, they take it too serious. And a lot of times it gets too, in fact, here's the fact. Mediocre, good.
No, it's better than good.
I was going to say both of these are good, man.
Oh, okay.
These are in two good
I'd say
whiskeys.
they're both better than good.
But good is good. Now, great is, we would have to compare these.
I would say they're in the great category.
100%. But I don't know how to rank that, so I'm glad he said something, because now I've had great whiskey tonight. We've had nothing bad.
Yeah, you don't drink bad shit when you're around me.
And I've only been around people that are like his friends. So.
Yeah, if you're around anybody that is with the blendery or even the people that came up for the event in Missouri, they're not sharing bad bottles.
No, nobody's going to get Wild Turkey 101.
They're taking their best bottles.
That's it. So I repeat, I don't know how to tell another story outside of, hey, I'm grateful and glad I get to drink the best whiskey. We're going to capture it, share it, show it, walk you through it. If you've never tried it, I would tell you, look at your collection, shrink it, go get something that you want to enjoy. Life is short. Drink responsibly. Drink with friends. And get the stuff you like, man. You don't have to buy bad whiskey. I think that's the thing. You go buy 1,000 bottles.
Oh, yeah. When you were talking advice earlier, I thought about this, to where it's yes, you could buy multiple bottles. Let's just say $100 price point. Hey, your budget's $300 a month. You can buy 3 $100 bottles. If you have a fairly extensive collection, don't do that. Bank that $300 and buy one bottle, or bank $500 and buy one bottle that is far superior, even if you have to pay, ransom prices on it. Sometimes I do. I mean, I've paid over $1,000 for several bottles just because it's it's worth it to me.
What's the most expensive bottle you've purchased?
The most money I've spent on a bottle?
Yeah.
That's a good question. I mean, under 2,000.
Okay.
No, sorry.
That was wrong.
No, I bought a double eagle. Double eagle at retail. I want to say this was 3 years ago or something, before they started mass producing. I want to say it was like 2,400,
Okay.
2,300, 2,400.
And was it worth it?
No.
Oh, that's the worst part of it. It's when you try it and you go so underwhelming.
Well, I mean, at that time, like secondary was like $9,000-$10,000 for those, and so hey, if you get one at retail at 2,300, it's like, well, that's a no-brainer. As I tried to explain that to my wife. So,
Hey, look, this is a good purchase. Now's the time.
We can make 7,000 tomorrow on this. I think I said that. And her point was only if you sell it, which was also valid. And then somebody, Alex, got one. I think last year. Got the call, got one, and brought it straight to the blendery to crack it with everybody at the blendery, and share it with everybody. And I had it back there for the first time because I was gonna save mine for shit when the new place opens up or something.
Guys, I'm gonna tell you this: being around him, the goal of me building this is so I can go buy everything that everybody wants. Like, I'm one of those people who I probably never have the perspective they have about the things that they enjoy. I make good food and go to sleep. That's the truth. People at my house, they sometimes 2, 3. I'm gone. Hey guys,
You were sleeping hard last night.
And then you turn around. I love that they have, like, he'll know what to go get when we have the funds, if you would. And then we could share it with tons of people and show, like, hey, you guys meet us at the blendery today, especially when it gets bigger. I'm cracking such and such. You know what that's going to do for some people who've died? Not wouldn't die, but just would love to have some of those pours.
Yeah, I do.
I have no intent other than growing this page and sharing some of the best whiskey at the blendery, with the blendery people, and with people who are whiskey aficionados or just want to be around great people. There's never been a bad day at the blendery. I don't want to be a part of anything that makes my day worse.
There's been bad days at the blendery.
Well, he looks at the P&L sheet, so he goes, "Oh."
Well, not just from a financial. I mean, you always have bad days, but yeah, it's how it's.
I think it's more bad moments. In those moments,
I think it's important that you said that there's never a bad day, because that means something to me, that you're not noticing that it's a bad day, I guess.
No.
And that's a good thing.
Off camera, the stuff he's sharing, you would never know this stuff's anything's going on. And realistically, we all got stuff is going on. So to put your best foot forward anytime we walk in and people are there and you don't know that, hey, the struggle's been real here, or there, and vice versa. Mm-hmm. There's been days I've lost some L's, but I'm like, hey, we gotta go get this done. I said I was gonna be there. We gotta stick to the plan, man. If you get 2 people, 1 person who will show up, my goodness, man. Even Steve Jobs said it's easier to walk 1,000 miles when someone's walking with you. And the blendery's a place where if you were like, man, I'm at like 500 feet, you could probably do 1,000 miles leaving that place. You go in there tired, you leave with energy. Very few places I feel give you energy, wouldn't you say?
Yeah. And very few people give you energy.
Man, look, you had to finish that one. I was like, oh, God, no. I know for a fact 9 out of 10 people going to drain the life out of me. Just with 2 questions. Oh, here we go. But to go there and be recharged, to be inspired, to be encouraged, to leave with joy. It does an amazing job. So, if you watch all the pages grow, I'm only like Mr. B, so I could do more things. Like he says, he got those pages, it makes more money so he can invest in more videos and have more fun. I want to make sure some people, especially as they live the life they live and are on their way out or just on their way in, hey, man, I never had this. And then I think, like myself, 10 years from now, if it's a new whiskey person saying, man, you remember that bottle you shared with me that was such and such? Yeah. Bruh, that changed my life. And get this, it won't be about the whiskey. It'd be the fact that I was willing to have a conversation, potentially record a video, see how he's doing, he or she is doing, and then give him a bottle that you might look up, man, that was a $2,000 bottle. He's like, yeah, but it's just whiskey, man. You okay? Yeah, the things are the easy part, believe it or not. It's all that other stuff we go through, right?
Yeah.
Oh, ran out of it. Let me go work and save up and buy another one of these. And it's not hard to get ahead, but you do need the right people and clarity. Best whiskey's definitely going to be shared with the best people. William LaRue. What about the William LaRue do you like so much, man?
I'm actually not a huge fan of them. Certain years are really good. obviously Buffalo Trace does a really good job with the VTech collection, and that's a really nice, usually high aged, high proof, weeded bourbon. So I mean, it's got all the bones to be great, and I mean, I'm liking this more and more. So yeah, it's a very sweet, well-rounded, well-balanced whiskey that has complexity and a good mouthfeel, very long finish. Yeah, that's my favorite out of all of these because of its complexity, and I would never guess that that's only 10 years old.
And what is William LaRue normally? Because I don't know what the.
I mean, again, I'm not a fanboy of them, but I would guess around 15, 16 years.
Oh, so that should be the normal when you start getting into your BTECs.
I mean, don't quote me on that, but it's older than 10. So it might be 12 to 14, but I want to say some are in the 16-year range. But this, I mean, I'd put it in the lineup. Like I'd put it in the lineup with some of the better ones. It's growing on me a lot, and I think it needed a little air. Like it's gotten dramatically better.
We got to do one phone version of this one, but again, if you're starting your journey with everything right at the core, and this is part of the video that we'll end this with, I just put out in the universe. I said, the next, I'd say 10 people I meet, I want to know for 20 years. I don't know anybody for 20 years, and there's a few people I do know, but I never really harvested I never worked on it, right? So go in there and talk to Tim, meet a guy, Richard DeBerry, and some others, and you go, man, what's the value of that relationship? Believe it or not, amazing business, good whiskey. The value of the relationship is that this man's like a dog on a bone. He wants to grow as a human. I'm probably going to get a little better around people who are better or working towards that, right? I know where I'm supposed to be. And on my wall, there's this Ali poster that stays there. And it's like, be the greatest. When you look at what he did, they said he was.
Is that the one where he's
standing over
he's
standing over on Sonny Listed, but it's literally almost covers my whole life. When I wake up, it's the first thing I see. And to become something you've never seen is very difficult. But even more importantly, you think about the people he impacted. Nobody's had 2 billion people stop what they're doing and watch them do one thing, and that's fight. Nobody's ever had 2 billion people watch what they're doing in an instance worldwide, other than Ali. Get off of a plane, 300,000 people waiting. Hey, I think Ali's in. Go to a grocery store, 11,000 people show up before Twitter, Instagram, and all that stuff. There's no lives, That's interesting to me, and it was all because he cared about people. Stay out there and just enjoy the few moments he got.
Yeah, he was very good with people.
And I have to learn that because there's no running from it. So I got to run towards it. And he's got some skills that I just don't have.
Did you meet him?
I never had the pleasure. I never got to meet anybody, man. That's the truth. I always this is my mentality. I need to talk to them people. I don't need to talk to Basil, Steve. I'm like, I'm be one of them. You become one of them by getting to know them. You become one of them by learning from them. If you can do this, you probably become a little bit better because you got to talk to them. Hey, man, what were you thinking during the fall of such and such? Like, you got to get out of your own way, man. I'm telling you right now. In your mind, you go do these great things. You will not do it alone. And you need perspective. I learned this a long time ago. I know I'm not right. Probably none of the time.
Well, you have to be around other people to even have perspective. Like even the one guy we talked to, and he was telling us, like, hey, how many barrels they have. And it's like, oh, I was telling my dad, I was like, man, I feel like I'm playing the small game now, like, and but whatever,
look,
whatever. But
those moments will sting him a little bit. He goes,
that number was shocking to me. That number was shocking
because when he's I know what. So the new Rick House will hold this many, and you heard. You mean
well, not that it'll hold it, that they had that many barrels,
and you go,
like that they owned that many. It's like, oh well, yeah, that'll keep you busy.
And then that gives you perspective on again scale because you said they're a new brand right around that same kind of time frame.
Newer.
And they're doing a good job for the most part.
Yeah.
So not competitors, but you go, wow, I would love to sit down and see what they're thinking about the world of whiskey and how they're moving forward and what their ideas were and why they scaled and what they see. Those are fun conversations to have. Hence, you don't build Apple without Microsoft's assistance. Like, you just don't do it. You don't build Apple without Adobe. Like there's certain things you just don't do without. Hey, let's go and see what they're doing. And
Yeah.
it's not a competition.
I think there, like I'll make a couple phone calls before we go on that trip, and I'm willing to bet, and I'm only going to call like what I feel are like maybe the top 3 or 4 brands that are emerging, that are on their way up, and I'm willing to bet that most, if not all of them, open their doors to us, open their arms to us, show us their thing, and because I think I would when if they called us, but I don't know that they would, learn a whole lot from us just because we're so small. But
No. The facility and some of the construct is small. The idea and your ability to see what they don't see is grand. So if
yeah, but
smart,
we're not there yet though. So it's not
kind
something
of.
they can come and see like in maybe a year and a half.
They can't see necessarily the direct line to which you beat them, but you don't beat them, you better them. You know what I mean?
It's not about beating them at all.
That's my point. So you're a guy who walks in and sees something and betters the experience for everybody. That's what I think. And sometimes you got to go, let's take a close look at this. There was a guy who got to be a part of Oprah's thing, and you know who it was? He was putting up YouTube videos and nobody was watching. You know who he knew? Oprah's secretary. Get this. The secretary didn't say anything. He said, I had 2 views. One was my mom and one was me. And Oprah goes, I need a new show and I need an interviewer. Well, it just so happens she's just watching this video, so she's number 3. And she says, well, who's that? What's he doing? And he said, when you think nobody cares, you never know what the work is going to lead to. And you've got to see things that the normal person wouldn't see.
And who is this guy? Are you gonna?
I gotta go look his name up. But the story goes, and because I didn't save the video, but he was telling this, and then he showed on network because she owns a network. Hence, you can go download her thing on Roku and all the other stuff. She puts out a lot of television shows. And the gist of it is, she needed a guy, and he had just started his journey, and he wanted to be successful. 2, 3 views, nobody watching. But this woman knew his mom. And she was like, I'm going to support too. Just be kind. She's on the Oprah's jet with her. And boom. If a company sees what you're doing, part of my job marketing wise is to make sure we highlight, get this, the whiskey's the easy part. What we're doing, how Tim's thinking, how we're going to scale, and other fun things that make the business. So Tim, hey, how would you scale this? You said you wanted to be, when we first spoke, just one of the bigger consultants in the space that help add value to other brands while building your own.
Yeah.
The brand is scaling, it's getting big. I think those guys are going to need your help, especially at the small level. When we think small, he knows how to create an intimacy through customer experience that I think they're missing, and that's consistent, in my opinion at least.
And I think that's becoming more important, maybe critical.
You just talked about brand loyalty. You've been talking, I keep hearing you say it, and I'm like, oh, I get it now. And it's because if I don't feel like I'm getting that handshake at the door, I was reviewing some of the clips from the video that I shot. I could have put 5 handshakes in there that you did last night at the event. They're missing the handshake, man. They're missing the thank you. They're missing the glad you're here. They're missing the who are you? And I know you can't do that at scale, but then you can if you have that level of money, because that intimacy is what makes people have to buy your next bottle.
Yeah, and I mean, even going back to Jimmy Russell and what we were talking about, it's like, and you even asked me, maybe it wasn't you, somebody asked me like, hey, when would you say that you've made it, or any of that stuff? And I think about like the Jimmy Russell example. It's like, hey, yeah, when everything's running at the extent, or to the extent and the quality that I think it should on its own, without me being there, the driving force, or having to follow up, or any of that stuff. Like it's a well-oiled machine, giving the experiences that people are like, oh, this is incredible. I've never experienced anything like this before. So if that's happening without me, and then I can show up like Jimmy does, and just sit in a chair and hang out and say hi to people and shake hands and do those things, like, that's my answer. Like when the thing that is going on is running at such a high level that it's making an impact on people, but it's not. I'm not a necessary cog in the wheel in order for that to happen. And then I can come in, I can spend time with my family when I want. I can come in, I can meet some of the guests, meet the new members, hang out with them, do that kind of stuff. I think that's really impactful and fun. Like, I would love to do that.
Well, he is a cog on the wheel. It's just a different part of the wheel that needs him there at some point. And customer service is everything, guys. I mean, again, start to finish, how many ways in which can you touch your customer and just enrich their lives? A lot of people, and myself, super numb to things, man. And I think we get numb as men at times.
So I'll teach you something, because we were driving around Springfield, and that I went to college in Springfield, Missouri, and I got hired on with Enterprise Rent-A-Car. Oh, that was a big pour. Enterprise Rent-A-Car and their management trainee program, because that was kind of the place to work, especially if you're familiar with St. Louis, and like Enterprise was the place to launch your career, and they really harped on customer service. So they called it ESQI, which means nothing to you, Enterprise Service Quality Index. Like, I still know that. So every branch had its own ESQI.
I like that.
But it was tracked. So people that rented a car, their phone number's in the database, and they get random calls. I don't know if it was 1 out of 7 back then or whatever, got a call from a third party. Hey, we'd like to see, what your recent rental experience, how would you rate the overall customer service? Does it exceed requirements, meets requirements, whatever it is. And the best branches, rental branches, had a score near 90, and how it was scored, it was binary. So if it was either a pass fail, so if the customer said that it was exceptional or it exceeded their expectations, that was a yes or a win. Anything other than that was an L, a 0. So even if it was good service or it met my expectations, that was a 0. And so that and Enterprise did a great job of making sure that was the main qualifier for you to get promoted. If you were at a branch you had to be at or above the company's ESQI score. If you were below, hey man, I'm telling you a good story.
This is a good story. Your dad, that's brilliant.
All right. Time for a Emo's pizza break. If you were below customer service, you were not eligible to even promote.
Period.
You could have the best sales, customer service, flip the branch around, like everything. But if your overall branches, your team's customer service wasn't at or above company average, nobody was eligible to be promoted. And that really got you thinking, like, hey, how can I make the experience better?
So what you don't know is, back in the day, I would walk into a school when I built this thing called Think 365, and I'd have 109 kids. There's photos of this that exist. Objectively, the coach would be like, hey, these are my leaders. I'd be like, all right, we'll see, coach. I put 5 by 5. So if it was 5 leaders, I put the 5 up there. I said, everybody make a line. Hey, you guys are going to say down. We're going to do push-up, lunge, or whatever. I hear the leader whisper. I said, coach, I thought you said he was the leader. It'd be a freshman in the back. 1, 2. I switch him. You know what that senior do? He gets so mad at me. No, you're not, boy. And the coaches, they let me have full autonomy. I said, he didn't say nothing, coach. He's cooked. Leadership matters, man. I count the things that you don't count, but it all counts, guys. Keep it whiskey.